This is Shaman Weaver, Shiela, and on Enlightened Spiritual Warriors, my free Facebook group, I was talking about adaptability, about non-negotiables, and about priorities. All of those require that we can see clearly. It requires that we can see clearly, first of all, who we are. Um, and coming from that place, which we bounce out of, a while back, a few years ago, I found out that, I'm love. But dang, if just a few weeks ago, I wasn't love. I was just all miserable and grouchy. So thanks for joining me tonight. And is there anything in all of this haze that you're missing? So let's go ahead and get started. Heidi, nice to see you. Molly, Douglas, hey, Lisa. Cherise, Cheryl, okay, I'm busy. Heidi, this one is for you. The Empress. So the beautiful thing about the Empress card is that she doesn't have to worry about the horses or the stables or feeding the armies or any tending to any of those. Her thing is it comes from heart. Look, here's the shield for Venus, and up here her scepter is also Venus. She's got roses everywhere. She's fecund. She is able and willing and ready to take care of her people. So gorgeous card for you to have. And if this resonates with you, and I'll say this for all of us, when it resonates for you, find it online, enlarge it, color it, make it yours. She's an amazing archetype for you to use for at least the next week, if not longer. So there you go. Molly, this one is for you. Patience in the practical world. Who wants that? However, if you look here, you've seeded things really well, but only one of them, Molly, is ready for you to harvest just now. The rest of them, hey, Jeff, hey, Kathy, the rest of them, Molly, are going to require a little patience, a little tending. And, we're just a bit past Lammas, the first harvest. So about this time, we start to want things to ripen and fall. I've got apples out there, and I'm like, okay, fall now. But it requires just a little more love and just a little more patience. So there's nothing more that you need to do at all. Just be patient. All right, there you go. Hey, Christina, Chris, Jennifer, Francie. Wow, you guys. Judith, hi, nice to see you. Galena, hi. Douglas, this one is for you. Oh, Victory, how beautiful is that? So wands are passion and fire and drive and connection to the divine. So this said that whatever you have put into motion in terms of this, look at all the new growth here, and up here's a laurel wreath, and over here on his head as well. In the olden days, they used the laurels as royalty. So he is coming home victorious, and people are on his side. So I don't think I've ever said that before about this card, but be mindful and see where that stands for you. There you go, Douglas. Lisa, nice to see you. Okay, so the Six of Cups. So what I love about this card is it's very orderly, and everything is stacked up, and this bigger person is giving to the little person a little something. However, when I see this, I wonder what it is that you were given that stacked up nicely when you were given it, which is usually in our childhoods. When I think about this, cups are emotions. So there's some emotion that has been given to you that you're carrying. And in that carrying it, does it still serve you? Oftentimes these are beliefs, easily to, hey Fred, easy for you to go back and think about the beliefs that you were given as a child. Do they still serve? One of my favorite ones, because it's easy, is to talk about not talking to strangers. So, how are you going to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a job or buy your groceries if you don't talk to strangers? So, look back at your beliefs and see if there's something that's no longer serving you. And if there is, let me know. I've got a wonderful PDF for helping you bust your beliefs. And there's also a podcast called just that, Bust Your Bogus Beliefs. So have a look for that if you like. Therese, this one is for you. Oh, girl, you're about to begin a brand new journey. Douglas, you're welcome. And yeah, so brand new journey. Do not worry if you can't see the next step to take. Take it anyway. No one ever gets anywhere by sitting back and waiting until it's all laid out in front of them. Be creative, be inventive, and know that in that taking of the next step, more, I love this, I say this all the time, more will be revealed. And you want to know that only a fool goes on a journey. Everybody else stays safe and cozy and comfy in their little homes. So that's not you, apparently. So I would love to know how that turns out and the process along the way. So John, nice to see you. Carrie Joe, hi. All right. Sherry, this one is for you. The whoops. Oh, this is great because this is exactly what this knight does. This is a knight of swords. He goes dashing off so quickly that he doesn't notice the things, the beauty that he might be trampling. Hey, Max, nice to see you. So it's a quest for some new ways of thinking. Hey, Vicky, but in that, be mindful that as you're going along so quickly, don't miss any opportunities and don't pass by things that ought to be delicately cared for. So there you go. And that's a nice tidbit for all of us, isn't it? Cheryl, this one is for you. Oh, nice card. Cups, water, fluidity, mutability, emotions. This is the 10. You have come from the beginning of love through all the trials and tribulations to past contentment. Because there's in contentment, there's like, oh yeah, this is okay. But in this, that they've gone from, oh yeah, this is okay, to yay. So there's not just a celebration, which we see in the 3 of Cups, but beyond the celebration into fruition. So beautiful card for you there. Kristen, this one is for you. The Page of Wands. So if you look down here, the 3 pyramids, body, mind, and spirit. So this page and wands are about passion, fire, drive, connection to the divine, and bringing the body, mind, and spirit together. So you're getting some kind of a you're getting some kind of a message about this. I mean, we're all getting some kind of a message about this, and we can draw it into struggle, or we can have it be so that it is smooth and gracious and easy. It's choice. So watch for the choices that you are being given. If they involve more struggle, then look in the opposite direction and choose grace and ease whenever you can. So there you go. Chelsea, this one is for you. Oh, you've been overanalyzing, so you get to stop now. Swords are thoughts and ideas. They're the mental realm. This says it really is time, and it is okay. So many of us are ruminating on things, and with all of the retrogrades that are going on, we're starting to look back, and naturally we're wondering, have we missed something? So this says it's okay for you to just stop. Just go ahead and stop. No more analyzing. As a matter of fact, when you go into the analyzing, I just did a video, I think, or podcast on rehearsing and rehashing. Have a listen to that and actually use that time to meditate. So when you start to do that, just rub your fingers together and just just that sound in your mouth releases tension and anger actually as well. Jeff, this one is for you. Oh, all right. So you're being offered an emotional gift from the gods here. If you can stop pouting long enough to accept it and receive it. I was just talking a moment ago about the crossed arms and then the open arms. So cups, emotions. You can see that the cups are filled up right here, sitting in a row, being offered another emotional gift. Sometimes these emotional gifts, like my emotional gift and lesson for this summer is allow and adaptability. So open to receive. There you go. That's the message, Jeff. Open to receive. Hey, Marcia, how's it going? All right, Kathy, this one is for you, the Emperor. All right. Dude comes from love, girl. However, he doesn't always stop and think. He's kind of like the Knight of Swords, Shalom. He's ready to take action. It's that Ram, Aries, head-butting kind of energy. The beautiful piece about him is that the lesson here is knowing when to growl and when to bite. And I think about dogs, if you approach a dog and they're like not interested, they don't just chomp on you, most of them. You're welcome, Jeff. They growl first. So it's about learning that diplomacy, the tact to growl first. I used to say to my students, if you see my hands start to shake like this and it goes down, beware, because it will come up with 9-inch nails. And you need to know exactly, you need to know your dark side. And most of us are afraid to look at that. But the Emperor can be very impulsive and go into that warrior stance before he stops and takes a breath. So there you go. Wow, that was long and right through. So there you go. Christina, this one is for you. Hey, Rebecca. Oh, Judgment, you're getting a wake-up call, girl. Gabriel blows his horn 7 times. This is a spiritual awakening. You do not have to worry about whether you're going to notice it or not. It wakes up the dead. So, and it's also bringing you into right relationship with the divine, whether you see that as trees, as however you see that. Because right here, we have an equidistant cross, and mind and heart and openness. So, yeah, there you go. Wake up. Hi, Donna. Chris, this one is for you. Poking way out over here. Okay. Page of Pentacles, money, property, tangible things. The beautiful part about this is that it doesn't always come in the form that we're looking for when it is Pentacles, because we think, oh, I'm waiting for a message about that. I'm going to open up my mailbox and there's going to be a check in there or some kind of other message. But what I'll say is that it actually feels like it's good news. How's it going to come? By air. So not sure quite what that means for you, but I'd love to know. I always find it really fascinating when it just comes through, and then a while later somebody messages me and says, oh, that's what this was about. I'm just like, wow, that is so awesome that spirit is so connected to you that I've always called myself a hollow bamboo. So there you go, just comes right through for you. Jennifer, the Knight of Wands. So what I love about this night is, first of all, already in action. And all the lizards here on his garment, they wake up they wake up your dreams. So it's the body, mind, and spirit down here. Wands are passion, fire, drive, connection to the divine. So there's some quest that you're on for this. Information is going to come because over here we've got some Mercury influence and just went to direct recently, so that ought to be helpful in all the rest of this. But yeah, and this is a personal quest. This isn't a quest where you're going to go out and think about going on tours or going with somebody to see a certain place. This is a very internal quest for you. So there you go. Francie, this one is for you. Hey, Susan, Christina, and George. Nice to see all you guys. Okay, Francie, temperance. Bring things into spiritual balance. Okay, take the higher road. You can see that it always ends up with a crown up there. Hey, Cheryl, you're welcome. And to temper something is to heat it up. So you're heating it up so that you can pour it fluidly from one to the other. And actually there will be okay, so the image that I'm getting is that it flows just from one cup to the other, but it is as if it is endless. So there's something about the emotional quality that you carry that is endless, that helps people feel in balance. And be mindful always to take the higher road. There's irises on here for you. And so you might, Dutch irises actually, so you might want to think about getting yourself, see if you can find some iris at this time of the year, but get something so that it reminds you of that. Galena, this one is for you. The Knight of Cups. So remember just a couple cards back, there was the Knight of Wands. Bang, ready to go. There's some hesitancy here and some focus on the chalice. And it's like this knight is attempting to use thought to rule the emotions. And so there's a hesitancy, there's a hold back. Your thoughts are not going to rule your emotions, and your emotions are not going to rule your thoughts. If you think about them, they can be very much like that yin yang, back and forth kind of energy, which is a dot of each in either. It flows. We're never just this or just that. So, find a way to allow yourself to take that step. There's a step that you're hesitating to take. So I don't know what it is, but it'd be fun to hear. And go ahead and take it. Mercury has got you covered. Look up here. There you go. So the element of air is already handled. Come from the heart. And Judith, this one is for you. The Queen of Wands. So I love this card. I think of her and the High Priestess as siblings. And I love that there's a familiar here and the lions here, that Leo energy, leadership, taking charge and bringing the growth that is already there into life. And what a beautiful card for you. We're in that Leo energy right now. And the thing about that I love about this queen is that she's forward looking. Now, not just straight out, but off and at an angle. So Judith, there you go. Nice to see you. All right. Fred, this one is for you. The Hanged Man. So what I know when I see this, first of all, is the divine is attempting to get a message through to you. And is there something that you're sacrificing? Because when I see the Hanged Man, I know that he can do it. He can hang upside down for decades like that. His hands are behind him, and if you were to look at it from a yoga point of view, it could be the tree pose. He doesn't appear to be in distress. As a matter of fact, there's a nimbus for angelic beingness, the halo around his head, but it's a place to notice where are you sacrificing and what is it that you're sacrificing. So there you go. And John, this one is for you, the King of Cups. So this guy is this guy is capable of sitting on a hunk of concrete, floating around on the waves and not sinking. He has sent his ship south. That one's on its way back, and something is bubbling up from the unconscious. And even still, he holds steady. So, and he looks a bit stoic. So maybe in his holding steady, there's something that is actually being held back. Yes, you can do it. You can be in this concrete and you can float, but be mindful of those last few words. Oh, all right. Carrie Joe, how are you? Ooh, the lovers. So the beautiful part about this card is a major arcana again. The divine is attempting to get a message through. So it may or may not be that it's about an outside relationship. Sometimes it's our own internal masculine and feminine that are coming together. It's got angelic and very much this energy of Leo in it right now. Look at the sun behind the angel there. Yeah. So balancing the masculine and feminine, looking to balance it in the world, and be mindful of, yeah, be mindful of fanning the flame. So not sure what that means for you. Max, here's one for you. So you're having an emotional lesson just now. And what this says is that the focus, there's some grief going on. And it's an outpouring of grief. But if you can take a moment and a breath and just turn around, you'll see that there is something that's still left there for you. So be mindful of the grief in front of you, but turn around and turn around and see that there's still something standing for you, Max. Hope to see you soon. All right. Vicky, this is for you. Lindsay, I would love that. That would be so cool. Okay, Vicky, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the beautiful part about her is that she has got that Taurus energy. Not only has she got that, but she's got that Ram energy too. She is the earth goddess. Money, practical things, tangible things, the element of earth. So, but the thing is, she's a little fixated. So all she's focusing on is that. So is it possible that you can find a little bit, of time to just put the pentacles away for, maybe 4 hours or something? I just get this sensation that if you would just take 4 hours and go and play, walk on a beach, put your feet in the sand, do some of those kinds of things for yourself, that something would just like loosen up. So don't know what that is, but there you go. Marcia, this one is for you. So this is a juggling act, but you can do it. And you know how I know is because these two pentacles, there and there, are in an infinity sign. This is nothing new to you. However, you sent your ships out and they will return. Actually, they are returning. See, over here, one is way, way out, and over here, one is much closer. But they haven't gotten here yet. So don't be concerned that you're going to drop the ball. Oh, there you go. That's a nice tidbit. Rebecca, this one is for you. Okay, so coming out of chaotic emotions into tranquility and leaving the thoughts that they're stuck. They're not growing, they're not doing anything other than filling holes. Okay. When you get to the other side and you don't have far to go, I mean, look at how it's what smooth sailing it is all back in here. When you get to the other side, then begin to dislodge the thoughts. However, what I would say is that sometimes there's no point. Just leave the raft there and go. Don't wrestle with the ideas. Just know that, if you start taking those swords at the bottom of this boat here, you're going to sink. So just do yourself a favor. Don't. When you get to the other side, by that time, you might have had enough and not even be needing to look at those thoughts at all. Might be over by then. So there you go. Donna, this one is for you. Oh, the Ace of Cups. How beautiful. Aces are new beginnings. This one is a gift from the gods here, a new beginning of love. And it's a balanced kind of thing. However, you're going to find that your cup overfloweth, and that if you thought that you didn't have enough to give, or you couldn't give that much, I think you're going to find that you have overflow. So there you go. Donna, you get overflow. See you soon. All right, Susan, this one is for you. Commiserating. This is about commiserating about the material world. And right now there's a lot to commiserate about in the material world. But everything these people need is right here. And so what I'm going to tell you is that, hey, Judy, is that this is a lesson. So the lesson is, when you're feeling like, oh, all is lost, I'm hopeless. I had a day like that just recently, I was like, what's the point anyway? But I finally picked up my head, lifted my chin, and turned around and went, oh my God, what was I thinking? And so you're going to have those moments, those days, those hours, and hopefully not months and God forbid years, of feeling like that. But when you do, just do yourself a favor. Take a nice deep breath. Go ahead, everyone do this now. Inhale. Now let it out. Now lift your chin, even if you have to push it up there, and look around. You created everything around you. You're magic. So that's the lesson there. Okay. George, this one is for you. This is the everything is going to be all right. As a matter of fact, your problems are no bigger than a small child on a small pony. So the sunflowers are there. We know that the divine has got a hand in it because of the red garment, the red garland, I wanted to call it, but that's not that. Banner. Okay, this child is so free that they can be naked and feel fine about it. So if you're worrying about anything, don't. Got you covered. There you go. Hi, Siobhan. Tiana, this one is for you. The Death card. So the thing about the Death card is that in order for a rebirth, there has got to be a death of something. There's no rebirthing. Isis could not put Osiris back together if he hadn't have been decimated, right? There would be no bringing it back. So allow whatever it is that has no life left, allow it to die, so that something can be reborn. And sometimes it's as simple as closing a chapter on something. We can all make choices, and we all do every day, to repeat the same old, or to do something different. It can be as seemingly insignificant and meaningless as choosing a different cup. I have my very favorite cup that I use every morning because my best guy gave it to me. So I can choose a different cup. That shifts the energy. It may seem like it's ridiculous, but I got to tell you, shamanism is absurd. The things that work, rattling, growling, all of those things, they work, but they're absurd. So do the absurd and expect a shift. Why not? What do you got to lose? All right. Sherry, this one is for you. The moon. So this says that emotionally things are chaotic. Do not expect that this is going to last for long because look, it's a moon cycle here. Okay, so you can anticipate some chaos, and in that anticipation, you can also get things ready for that. If you know that, in the morning is a really crazy, chaotic time and it just sets everything off, spend 10 minutes the night before getting things organized for the next day. Emotionally, it calms you down. So this card says that, ooh, things are a little bit like that. So find a couple of things that emotionally will just smooth you out. There you go. Minder, this one is for you. Page of Swords, thoughts, ideas. So there is a message coming through you about a new idea, and it's something that you haven't thought about. And the reason I know that is because it's off the card, right? But it also looks like this person is got their sights set in a different direction than their body is going. Now, I'm not sure why I said that to you, but you might want to think about, where's your body going, but where are you looking? Are you looking in the same direction that your body's going? So, not quite sure what that means, but there you go. All right, Lindsay, this one is for you. You have risen above it. Do not jump back into the fray. Sometimes when I see this, what I know is that there's some enticement. Sometimes we like that stimulation of jumping back in, having it be all wild and crazy. But in this, there's no need for you to do that. You have a nice wide stance. You have overcome things. No need to go back. So there you go. Hey, Susie. All right. Quintella, this one is for you. The Knight of Pentacles. So the beautiful thing about this knight and his horse is that they go the distance. It doesn't matter how long it takes. He's on a quest and he will get it done. A beautiful ally for you to have. So money, property, tangible things, great guy to have on your side. And Carolyn, this one's for you. Oh, the High Priestess, how beautiful. So the High Priestess is capable of keeping her foot on her emotions and letting them flow, not letting them get backed up. She sits between the two towers of good and evil with the Torah on her lap. She is balanced. She has pomegranates around her head, which speak to prosperity, abundance. She's got the full moon, the new moon, and the last moon, balsamic, I think it's called, a moon. And she has an equidistant cross on her chest. This woman is in balance. She knows how to maneuver through things. She uses all of the elements to do so. So beautiful, beautiful ally for you to have there. Connie, this one is for you. The Tower. Necessary destruction for positive reconstruction. This is kind of how you can imagine what's going on in the world out there right now that's happening, is that in order for us to reconstruct, we've got to first of all deconstruct. We've constructed some things that don't work, aren't working, and they ain't gonna work. So now is the time to take them apart. And all the finger in the dikes and making things kind of okay isn't going to work. So if you're feeling bad for how things are out there, let's start celebrating, because we can't have new until the tower falls apart. So, Connie, thank you very much for holding this card for all of us tonight. It's a beautiful card. And when you go through something like this, it's a transition and a metamorphosis. So, a ho to all of us for that. Judy, this one is for you. Oh, the Star. Geez, I think I've seen this before for you. So, yes, be your own star. Hey, Olivia, no one is going to make you the star of their life. It's just annoying as hell, but they're not. So you've got to do it for yourself. I'll give you a little example. A few years ago, I was like whining because I didn't have a birthday party. And so I thought, why am I whining? There's a wonderful party that happens on the 4th of July. Why don't I just pretend that that's when they decided to celebrate my birthday? So every year I throw myself a party on the 4th of July. I happen to live on Native American land, and Native Americans have access to lots and lots and lots, and I could continue for a whole minute, lots of fireworks. I love that. So in contriving my life, I wrote the script. We've all written the script for our life. If you're not happy with your script, you get to go back and rewrite some and have a redo. What the heck? So in this, and the way that you become the most important person in your life, if you don't take care of yourself, if you're not your own star, how can you possibly be there for anyone else and allow them to be their star as well? So there you go. And there was a big toot out there somewhere, acknowledgement in the universe for that. Siobhan, this one is for you. Contentment. I was talking about that earlier. Beyond contentment is bliss. So you're at a place where emotionally you're like, yeah, I'm okay. This is all right. And there's more. When I see the crossed arms thing, I just want to go. I open fully to give and receive love. And that over and over. And what a lovely mantra for all of us. Wouldn't that just be awesome if that's what our mantra was? I open fully to give and receive love. That would be a lot of reciprocity out there. So, Susie, this one is for you. Ace of Swords, new ideas, new thoughts, and I know you'll know about this. These are yods. So I want you to pay attention to that. It has rosemary, and it also has another herb over here that I don't recognize. So this is a gift from the gods for you about a new way of thinking about something. You might even find yourself kind of slashing through some stuff. I don't know, is the jungle getting to your door over there in Hawaii? I would be loving to see you one day soon. Olivia, this one's for you. Oh, you've come a long way. This is the 3. And you've got a walking stick, you've staked out your territory, but know that there's still a long way to go. And don't be worried about if you're going to get there. You've sent your ships out. So there you go. Come a long way, still got a long way to go. Gilliam, this one is for you. The 9 of Wands. So, like I said about the 7 of Wands, you've come through it. The thing about this card is that you're still carrying a wounding, but it's a mental wounding. So it could be that what you're doing is you're going back and you're going over it again. Don't do that. You know, there's a book called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. And Lynn Grabhorn wrote it. She says if you can get your vibration for 16 seconds to hold like a woohoo for 16 seconds, it ingrains in your body. Well, give that a go. We have a hard time doing that. But we can go back and tell a bad story that happened, Lord only knows how many years ago, in detail, but we can't hold a high energy for 16 seconds. So my encouragement to you is hold your energy high. Don't think about it. I had a mentor who was like, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think. He had t-shirts made, don't think, don't think, don't think. So don't think. There you go. Annie, nice to see you. You got to stick a card. Oh, this is taking some time for yourself, Annie. So maybe you haven't been doing that, but you hold out the light for others in a really beautiful way. So perhaps it's time for you to have a little vacation for yourself. Maybe even by yourself. One of the things that in the past I've done is close the curtains on Friday night, unplug everything, don't come out until Monday morning. Well, I don't need to, it's the Hermit card, Annie. I don't need to do that anymore because I have other spaciousness. But for people who work, carving time out for yourself is really important. At least once every 12 weeks. Shut it down for at least 24 hours, and then just feel what that feels like to you to be able to do that. And Mary, this one is for you, the Queen of Cups. So she is a little fixated on her cup, but she also has mastery of her emotions and comes from unbelievable love. So this is a card of love and emotion and being able to contain it. There you go. All right. Christine, this one is for you. All right. So it appears that you're holding on too tightly to your money, dear. So it also says that you have money to hold on to. And when I see this, sometimes I think, what might work better is if you put a little into flow. And what I've noticed, even when I'm out of flow, what I do is I go out and I get something. I'm not really a fan of going out for coffees, but if I was, I would go out and I would get myself a coffee and I would put that money into flow and into the energy of not holding on so tight, to hurt your jaw and everything. So just for a minute, just everybody just wiggle on your seats, feel your sit bones, feel your feet on the floor, put your fingers together, rub these two. There you go. Take a nice deep breath. And now, bliss everyone. Good night. Have a great week. See you next week.